Some video in. You know the knife bank?
Sorry?
You know the knife bank, the poster? It's saying that basically if you hand a knife in, that you're not looking at any charges for bringing a knife into the knife bank?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Because are you sure? Because if there's blood on the knife, then how does that go?
Well, if you come in here,
Yeah.
come through here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, come through here.
Oh, brilliant. So do I come through here? No, this is for YouTube as well. My viewers want this question asked. I come here the other day. I spoke to police staff similar to yourself, and she said if you hand a knife in, we think there might have been a crime committed with that knife, then you could be looking at charges. But your poster states.
Well, hang on a minute. How can you be looking at charge if you find a knife and you bring it in here?
Yes.
And you've got to come over to here, press it. If you press that button, say, look, I found this knife.
Yeah.
There's blood, and we're going to be looking into it. If you just come in here, and I'm sitting in the back there, and you go to that bin and put it in there, I'm not going to know that there's blood on that knife. If you bring it to me at the counter and alert it to me, then I will say, yeah, we'll have a look at it. So if a member of the public comes in here and says, I found this knife, it's laying in the hedge, I'll still look, even if there's blood or no blood, we look on the system to see if there's anything, because what could happen
Locally
is
happened.
you've got a knife on you, you see a police car driving down the road and you think, oh, I might get searched. You ditch it somewhere.
I get that.
Then a member of the public finds it the next morning and says, I found this, it was hidden in there. The other thing is, if there's a stabbing up there and they've fled the scene and
they dumped it.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe you're solving a lot of knife crimes through the public bringing knives in? Do you think the knife banks work?
Well, they must do if it takes one off.
In London, you get a lot of knife banks, and I went to one in Brixton, and it was overflowing with machetes. Literally, if you walk by this knife bank, you could reach your hand in, take the machete, and walk off.
Yeah, I've worked in London, I know.
In Brixton,
and I've worked there.
For instance, so you know Brixton then, it's a rough area, it's a good community, but when you're having knives dangling out of a knife bin, I think that's a very bad risk.
I haven't seen it like that, but I know
I've got it on camera.
We have firearm amnesties up there as well.
But obviously, like, we're in Surrey, that's the Met, right? Two different police forces. You guys here, do you believe, how often do these bins get empty? Because my viewers are asked, they really want to know.
It'll be for every 28 days at least.
Right. And say, obviously if it's overflowing, then you will check, wouldn't you? Say if it's overflowing, like I said, for instance.
It's never been.
Right.
It's never been more than half a dozen at the most in
and
there.
How much is the capacity it can hold?
Well, you can see it. Is that 40 litres? I don't know.
40 litres. So like you said...
But people come in here and they get a great big sword like that which won't fit in there, then we'll take that and we'll put it in the back.
In the evidence, or...
Yeah.
So if it was
getting full, I would just ring up one of our estates team and say, it's getting full, can we empty it a bit? It's never been like that. It's, half a dozen is the most.
Can I ask you, so you're police staff, how long have you been personally working with Surrey Police yourself?
15 years.
So long time, right? You've seen a lot of changes in police cuts, and do you believe these bins are working?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Little thing you got. But I think Bobby's on the beat work better for potentially petty crimes with a possession of a knife, possession of drugs. I feel like you're losing Bobby's on the beat, and them crimes are on the rise. These little crimes that, if you stop it while it's happening, it could potentially solve a murder. Because if you get that knife off them there and then, because they could have a knife on them, you could search them, or Bobby's on the beat, they might be scared by seeing police, and they might, throw the edge. And then Bobby's on the beat could find it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like you're losing that now, where you could have got that knife off the man, yeah? Then now you haven't doing that. He's still got that knife. He's having an argument with somebody, and he's using that knife, and that's a murder. And that's how it happens, doesn't it? An argument, a domestic. I mean, it's on the rise, isn't it, in this country? Domestic violence, murders, especially in the prisons now. You're seeing a lot of men in now.
But this always presupposes that we have the staff, the resources to do it, and we are chronically understaffed.
But it's down to the government.
If you're the chief superintendent tonight, and you've got your staff there, and they say, right, we've got 12 units on paper, but when it's narrowed down, we end up with 6 officers.
You're stretched to the limit.
And then you've got 4 domestic calls coming in at 10 o'clock at night.
You've got prioritised.
So 4 have gone, haven't they? Then you might have a crime scene, in which case you need officers at different...
Cordon off the road.
Then we'll be taking officers from some other area to come and staff the cordons and stuff.
It's bad. It's bad now. But it's the government, isn't it, with the budget?
Well,
the true reality is, if they put more money into police, the crime rate would lower. If you have more...
Well, I think that's all for true of all...
I think that's simplicity, isn't it? But obviously we're living in fairy tale land. We've got to wait, obviously, because my channel is around police and around everything, right? So, for instance, Surrey Police, you guys are a little bit better police force than the Met, for instance. The Met Police are in shatters. I think the Commissioner is a new one, right? Obviously from Cressida. There's another one that's just been come out, has been a sex offender from the Met. So this is on the rise. Sex crimes, domestic crimes from police officers on domestic violence victims. Any comment on that?
No, I'm not getting involved in all that.
I know it's hard for you to talk, obviously, police staff. So do you have powers like a police officer then?
No.
So you're just like, say me, member of public, you can detain people until a police officer comes? Do you have citizens arrest?
Citizens powers as you, yeah.
But obviously you're like a desk. Are you just based here then? You're inside, you're not...
Yeah.
And from your opinion of Staines, for instance, do you believe that the police are handling Staines well?
Yeah, I do.
Do you believe that...
well, they are, given the resources they've got and the other
stretched
commitments, they do.
And what do you cover here?
There's no one comes in this building and thinks, I'm not going to do anything. You get good people coming here every day doing their very, very best.
And you've been very engaging.
And we get judged by what happens in London, or we get judged by what happens in Manchester. They look and think that
you're all the same. But
actually, when people come and work for the police, or they've got a member of the family in the police, they understand it better, and they know that because at the moment the narrative in the press is anti-police all the time, following that Wayne Couzens business
and David Carrick. But the true reality is, I've got many followers. The public it's at an all-time low. They don't really believe in the police anymore. I'm not talking Surrey. Maybe the Met are so much covered in the press that everyone thinks you're the same. Yeah, now, what my channel...
Even the Met, if we went to the Met every day and said, right, what good things happened in this police station, not Staines, but in Hounslow police station.
Yeah. I know Hounslow.
Then every single day, you would fill up the page with just good news stories of what the police did, but they don't make the news.
But I do. My channel represents both sides of the coin. I'm not anti-police. I think we need the police.
News stories are better if they're anti-police at the moment.
But news stories are better if there's aggression. Now, divorce rates are on a high, right? Domestics are on a high. It's a common denominator. Clearly, this country here in the UK, I think we're turning into a very bad country now, because we're leaving homeless on the streets. It's on the rise. We're seeing women getting in these hostile places, and the men tracking, finding where they are. Police officers doing it as well, looking after these victims and taking advantage, which is on the rise. There's a major thing that needs to happen. I mean, I don't know Commissioner for Surrey. I would love to have him one day to have a conversation. How would I go about that?
You have to write to...
I would love to have a conversation with him.
Chief this is how you contact them, on that address there.
And have you ever met this person yourself?
Who, the Chief Constable? Yes.
So
many a time.
So what Chief can I take this?
Yeah.
And I appreciate. And what was your name?
I'm not giving my name because I don't want that put round.
Have you got? No, I won't. Have you got like
blur my face out as well? Because
I could do. But the only issue is, have you got like an identifying number then?
We'll give you that. I'll put it on there, shall I?
Yeah, thank you. No, the only thing is, because if you don't want to give your name, then as long as
I'll give you my.
But you have been very polite, and I thank you for letting me in.
Just get a pen.
So obviously, guys, we're in Staines Police Station. He's actually let me inside, which is the first for Gypsy, just through this door. I was very, very taken aback. I appreciate your professionalism here, and my viewers actually enjoy better police interactions than negative. So, like what you're saying, you don't really see both sides of the coin. No. This is just this officer's identifying number. So thank you very much. I know you said to blur it. How polite you've been, I will blur it for you. And I thank you for letting me in and giving me your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very have a good day, yeah? Right, guys, so what's happened is this officer's let me in. He was actually very polite. And something different, guys. You don't get that all the time. So I'm going to keep this video and I'm going to call it here, guys. I was very taken aback there where that police staff led me into the room and actually give me an open dialogue. He identified himself. That's his number. This bit of paper here is regarding the Commissioner of Surrey, which I will contact. I would love to have a sit down with the Commissioner of Surrey and just to hear their take. And actually, because I did interview a police officer in Camden, guys, didn't I? So Gypsy's moving slightly that side. I'm not anti-police and I'm not really fully police. I'm in the middle. But I think it's always good, guys, if someone treats you politely. And he did ask to blur his face. I don't know. I'm going to have a think about that if I actually will blur his face. Just a car going out. Very clean cars here at Surrey. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it here, guys. Share, like, comment, subscribe. A very different one for Gypsy. I was very taken aback. I just went with the flow. And I actually went inside a police station for once and didn't have to be in their cell. Catch you next time. Please do. Oh, yeah, guys. Let's get the 16.1k. Next location will be